So I've been fortunate to be doing a lot of presentations lately. And I've been also fortunate to, in the course of that, get to talk to a lot of students that are entering the security industry, a lot of people that are kind of maybe a few years into their career, and trying to see where to go from here, and also some adults that are trying to maybe change careers. And the one question that I kind of continually am getting asked is, am I going to school for jobs that AI is going to take? Am I learning uh, technologies that AI is going to replace? And, I think the better question and how I've been responding to this is like, well, how about we look at it this way? What security careers are actually going to get stronger in the era of AI? Because, AI doesn't eliminate security work, it eliminates busy work. It's going to expose like where judgment and design and accountability actually live. These are all things that really require humans. So today I wanted to flip the script. No fear, no hype, just five security careers that I believe will thrive in the era of AI as it becomes part of everything that we build and need to defend. Security architects are not going anywhere. If anything, they're actually becoming more valuable. Look, AI is great at giving answers in isolation. It's good at doing tasks. But security isn't isolated. It's identity and cloud and data and endpoints and applications and people all colliding into this thing that we call a business. Someone meaning a human, is still going to have to decide some things like, how do all these controls fit together? What trade offs are acceptable to my business or my organization? And where can I, as a security practitioner, allow security to bend but not break so that the company I'm working for can leverage all of this technology, but we can still remain secure? AI could recommend patterns, but the architects are going to actually own the processes and the consequences. So this role is not getting replaced, it's actually getting elevated. So here's the thing: AI has made alerts cheaper than ever. That doesn't mean security is solved. It actually means judgment matters more. Detection and response engineers are going to thrive in the era of AI because honestly, someone has to tune all these detections to get all the noise out of the system and to fit them into your environment. What's a high priority in your company might be a medium or a low in another company. Someone is still going to have to decide what's actionable and what should just be kind of, moved off to the side. And someone actually is still going to have to automate all of the responses that are out there without breaking production. This is going to require that you, as a security person, understand the company that you're working for and how it goes to business so that you can actually do the automations, stop the bad things from happening, but allow the business to continue. The SOC isn't disappearing, but it is going to evolve from alert triaging into actual security engineering. AI finds signals, humans are still going to decide what matters. So, if you really want to future proof your security career, I'm certainly talking to all the young people and the students that are out there that might be listening to this. Learn identity. AI is introducing things like non human identities, agent to agent access, APIs, and automations with like a real actual blast radius. So, identity is no longer just logins and multi factor, it's policy, lifecycle, privilege, and trust boundaries. In fact, you think about it, zero trust doesn't exist without a strong identity program. This role is actually becoming the control plane for modern security. If you want to find a space to really make your mark in this industry, it's tough, it's complicated, there's a lot to it, and it's kind of growing and expanding every day. But AI is absolutely making the need for real good identity people that much greater. So here's the thing: AI runs on data, it eats data, it devours data, it consumes data, it needs data, 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 data. So this means that data security has just become a front page story. Now, I've been talking about it for like 20 years of my life, and no one has ever really listened until recently. So either I got better at explaining it or AI is helping me out in a way I didn't expect. So, because of this, data security engineers are really going to thrive because there's a lot of sensitive data out there that's actually being classified and moved and trained on by these AI agents that are out there. Um, we kind of got to know what's happening with that sensitive data, right? These mistakes can become permanent and permanently bad. Also, the regulators are starting to pay attention to this as well. AI can certainly find all the data. In fact, it's absolutely going to go out and find all of the data. But here is where we still need humans. Humans are going to decide what's allowed to be created, what's allowed to be stored, where is it allowed to be stored, how is it going to be stored, what's it going to be classified as, what's risky, and what's risky for my organization. Again, might be different for your organization. And then, of course, like what data should literally never touch a model because it's that sensitive that even if it's an internal model, we really can't risk AI having this knowledge. So think about it this way: if data is the fuel of AI, data security engineers are the guards of the refinery. This one, final one here is to me a sleeper role, but I think it's one that everyone should pay a little bit of attention to. So, AI increases speed and complexity, organizations are really going to need leaders that can explain risk without panic to investors, boards of directors, employees, customers. It's going to need leaders that can set guardrails instead of roadblocks. Um, we can't stop this AI freight train. Our companies are going to want to use it. They're going to want to leverage all of the great things out of it. If we just say no, we're going to have shadow AI, which I wrote about on Medium recently. If you want to check that out, we're going to have shadow AI proliferate throughout our environment that we will not be able to control. We're also going to have to align security decisions with the business reality, right? Again, as security people, we need to know and understand the company that we work for and how they go to market, how they do business. They will want to use this technology. We have to be good at all the things around data, from controlling them to enabling the usage of this data to make our companies smarter, better, faster, and still secure. So the future here is not going to be like checkbox compliance. For leadership, this is really going to need interpretation, prioritization, great judgment. The really good security leaders moving forward are not ones that are just out there saying no. They're going to say, yes, but here's the trade off. Here's the risks. Here's the smartest path forward to be able to do this securely. So, for those of you that are just coming into the industry, know that in the future, this is going to be the type of leader that companies are really going to be looking for. So build your career towards that goal with those skills. For those of you like myself that are maybe a little bit further along in your career, again, not time to panic. This is just really time to kind of reevaluate and retrain yourself a little bit, maybe. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'd love to hear in the comments if you agree, disagree. Do you have a job that you think is going to do very well in the era of AI, or do you have one that you think is going to really be kind of taken away? Maybe you disagree with me here. Please like, subscribe, share, do all of that great stuff. We really appreciate it. Um, Here's kind of my final takeaway on this. AI replaces tasks. It automates things. It's not going to replace accountability, context, ethics, system level thinking, business thinking, right? The security careers that are going to thrive are going to be the ones that are closest to the business and closest to decisions that drive that business, not unfortunately ones that are close to dashboards. So let this be a bit of a learning lesson. Again, if you're early in your career, now you know where to go. If you're more like me, we just have to kind of change. They say you can't teach old dogs new tricks, but maybe we can train old human language models on some new models. AI is just making some of this stuff impossible to ignore anymore. And I think it's going to do a really great job of making some careers very lucrative and very risk averse for a lot of people that are out there. Again, thanks for watching. Can't wait to read what you say in the comments, and we'll see you again on another episode.